The journey to becoming an internal medicine specialist varies depending on the country. However, the standard pathway for a citizen typically follows this structure, with some variations. Starting with medical school, this may be followed by some examination to earn the doctor title, progressing through foundation years, followed by specialist training, referred to as registrarship in many countries, or residency in the United States, and finally, advancing to the consultant or attending physician level. During these specialist training years, one will be required to write specific exams and pass other assessments prior to earning the title of a specialist doctor. The duration for specialist training in medical school may vary. Note that this is just a general guide, and that this process may differ for those whose citizenship and country of training differ. We will take a look at the pathway to internal medicine, assuming a candidate goes through the process without any delays. In the United Kingdom, after completing high school, students can apply directly to medical school, which typically lasts 5 years. These are your medical school years. Upon completing medical school, graduates must pass the United Kingdom Medical Licensing Assessment, or UKMLA, a requirement for full registration with the General Medical Council, or GMC. After this, they enter the foundation program, a 2-year structured training period where they rotate through various specialties. Following the foundation years, those pursuing internal medicine enter specialist training, which begins with the internal medicine training, or IMT stage, lasting 3 years. After this, they progress to higher specialty training, which typically lasts another 4 years. Once they pass the specialist exams and complete their training, they qualify as consultants in internal medicine. In South Africa, after high school, you can apply to medical school, which typically lasts 6 years. Unlike in some countries, there is no national exam for doctors trained in South Africa. Instead, you graduate based on your university's assessment. Once you complete medical school, you must undergo a 2-year internship, rotating through various specialties, which is similar to the foundation years in the UK. After your internship years, you are required to complete 1 year of community service at a low-resourced public facility, such as a rural hospital. During this time, you work as a medical officer. Only after completing community service are you recognized as an independent medical practitioner. You can then work in a government hospital or private practice as a general practitioner or continue to gain clinical experience in internal medicine. To specialize in internal medicine, you would typically need to accumulate several years of clinical experience in the internal medicine department as a medical officer before applying for registrarship. Once accepted into the registrarship program, you enter into specialist training in internal medicine, which usually takes 4 years. Upon passing your specialist exams, you are recognized as an internist. In the U.S., the pathway to becoming an internist is different from other countries. After high school, you must first complete a 4-year undergraduate degree with pre-med courses. Once you finish college, you can apply to medical school, which lasts 4 years. During medical school, students must pass the United States Medical Licensing Examination, or USMLE Step 1, which tests basic medical knowledge, and Step 2, which tests clinical knowledge. After medical school, you apply for an internal medicine residency program, which typically lasts 3 years. In residency, residents will also complete Step 3 of the USMLE, assessing your ability to apply medical knowledge in clinical practice. Upon completing residency, one can pursue board certification by passing the board exams in internal medicine. Though board certification is not required to practice in every state, it is often necessary for hospital privileges and insurance purposes. Finally, to practice in a particular state, you must obtain state licensure, which involves meeting the specific requirements of that state. The pathways to becoming an internist vary by location. However, the process may differ in practice. For example, in South Africa, securing a registrar post in internal medicine can take years. Many doctors work as internal medicine medical officers first to gain experience and strengthen their applications. These medical officers are not specialists, but generalist doctors who manage patients in internal medicine under consultant or specialist supervision. So let's review the process. To become an internal medicine doctor, the pathway varies by country, and here we'll break down the key stages in the UK, South Africa, and the USA. First, we have initial education. In the UK, medical school is typically 5 years. In South Africa, it's a 6-year medical program, while in the USA, you complete 4 years of undergraduate pre-med, followed by another 4 years of medical school. Next, we move to the national exams during undergraduate training. In the UK, this is the UKMLA, a national licensing exam. South Africa has no national licensing exam for locally trained doctors, but foreign-trained doctors must pass this exam to practice in South Africa. In the USA, students must pass the USMLE Step 1 and USMLE Step 2. Moving on to postgraduate education, in the UK you'll complete foundation years, which last 2 years. South Africa requires a 2-year internship, and in the USA, doctors enter an internal medicine residency. Community service is required in South Africa, where doctors complete 1 year working at a low-resourced public facility. In the UK and USA, this step does not exist. For specialist training, in the UK, doctors enter internal medicine training, IMT, for 3 years, followed by 3 to 4 years of higher specialty training, depending on the subspecialty. In South Africa, internal medicine registrarship lasts about 4 years, and doctors must obtain an M.Med, Master of Medicine. Note, unlike the other countries shown here, in South Africa, one must complete community service, which will likely be followed by some time working as a medical officer prior to joining a specialist or registrar program. Additionally, some may consider completing a fellowship to super specialize into various subspecialties, which we will not discuss further here. This is a high-level overview of the different pathways to becoming an internist in these countries.